Do not buy silver until you educate yourself. I wanted to come talk to the new silver stacker today and try to prevent some of the mistakes that I made when I started stacking silver, which was approximately 2013. So we'll just go over a few key tips today and I'll show you how to check some silver. But the first thing you want to understand is a lot of the first purchases a person might make is something like a Silver Eagle. And right now the premiums are kind of high. You might want to get a generic round. And another thing people seem to really gravitate towards and like, and it's hard to go wrong, is a Morgan dollar. So I got this one upside down. So this one's toned up, but it's in pretty good shape. I got it out of a call bin at a bullion dealer. Actually, it was a cash for gold place. You can get some pretty good buys in there. I wouldn't want to sell to them though. They only pay like 70% spot of silver. And then we got some just some generic bars, 1 ounce silver bars. They're 3/9 fine. This is from APMEX. Back when I first started, APMEX is a little pricey, but they're a reliable place to buy from. And then I've just got a generic Morgan dollar, 999, 1 troy ounce fine silver. So these are some of the things a new stacker might pick up, but part of the education I talked about is just learn what some of these terms mean. A troy ounce. So silver, 3/9 fine or whatever is measured in troy ounces. A troy ounce is heavier than a standard ounce. So I've got some notes here, but the troy ounce is 31.1 grams is what it should weigh. Okay, and then the standard ounce, which I can never remember, it's lighter, but the standard ounce is 28.34 grams. So we want troy ounce, get affiliated with that term. Troy ounce is always 31.1 grams. Okay, so that's kind of an important thing first off to know. And even if I buy, which I do, a reputable dealer, I still want to check my silver, when I get home. Or if I went out on a whim and say I bought something like this and got a great deal on eBay, I want to know how to check it and find out if it's genuine. Because if they advertise it as genuine and it's not, I can open up a case within that, I think it's a 30-day window, and they'll guarantee it. I can return it and get my money back. I don't advise doing that for the new stacker. The only place I would buy on eBay is eBay stores that are reputable that you know of. One of my favorites on eBay, if you just had to use a credit card, you want the rewards points, you want to buy on eBay, look up some silver coins at Liberty, and I'll show you a screenshot of what that looks like, their business. So the one thing we want to learn, we learn terms. We learn troy ounce and how much it weighs, 31.1 gram. So before I bought any silver, if I had to start again today, I would learn all that and I would buy me a little scale. It don't have to be anything fancy, a cheap scale. Just make sure it will measure in grams and troy ounces. So there's grams right there. Now this is a 1 ounce silver bar. It has the plastic on it, so it'll probably be just over 31.1. Yeah, 32.5. So it's picking up a full gram just from the plastic. Okay, so that plastic caused it to weigh a little bit over. Some of the old stackers will resemble this. JM Bullion, first time purchase, you got 10 ounces you could purchase at spot. So I took advantage of that deal. But these are just the standard generic Buffalo rounds that you'll see a lot of the sites have. There they are, a little peanut on top. So if we take one of these Buffalo rounds and we weigh this, it should come in right at 31.1 grams, which would be 1 troy ounce. So we got the setting on grams. So there it is, 31.2. It's not, these scales are not extremely precise. So that's close enough, within 1/10 of a gram, that I feel confident that that weight is real. And then one of the other things that you can do, we've got our 31.1, we weighed it. And like I said, those scales are they're under 20 bucks to get you in the ballpark. I picked that one up on eBay. But another thing that you can do to check these is get you a rare earth magnet. I happen to have one right here. It's got a little split out of it. Coin shop guy actually gave me a discount on this one. He taught me how to use this. So first thing with safety, if you got two of these, they're extremely powerful. They can smash your fingers. If you got them one a couple feet away, it gets too close and they ram together, that's not good. So I only have one, and I keep it away from sensitive electronic equipment because it can mess that up. It's that powerful. The other thing I've done, I walked by and had this loose in my hand, and it pulled it out of my hand while I walked past my stove and chipped the paint, just the metal. So you got to be very careful with these. So what you can do with this is you can take this, of course I don't want to scratch the rim, but you can take this and push on this down towards the silver and it'll push back. And it has a very unique feeling. It almost feels like, it's not magnetic, but it almost feels like you're stirring real thick mud or something in a cup. That's what it reminds me of. And once you get that feeling for silver, see, it's kind of pushing it. It's not sticking to it, but I can push it around. Once you get that feel with silver though, you know, the guy told me that no other metal will feel that way with the same thing. Of course, it takes a really strong magnet to do that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Put these back up. Set my magnet over there. You can hear it pulled to the table just from the metal that's underneath the table there. Okay, so that is the magnet test. You can do the same thing, of course, on a bar, 999 bar. And this has the covering on it, so I'm not as worried. I can be a little more aggressive with it. But it's the same way. So as you push that together, it pushes back. And then it'll kind of let it come in. And it's just, there's just a little force field between there. It's not really like a typical magnetic feeling. But when you do this, I feel like I'm pushing it in water. It's a real unique feeling. And it's strong. You know, if it was really weak, I would question it. But once you get a feel for that, a strong magnet, you're pretty sure it's silver. That's a good way to check silver. Silver Eagle, the same way. I can even feel it through this airtight. I can tell that's silver. I can feel it moving that. See, I'm not moving with my fingers, but it's pushing it. And even on the like the Morgan silver dollars, you can feel it. It's not as strong as the Eagle because this is not pure silver. It's 90%, 10% copper, but there's enough 90% content in there you can still get the feeling, especially without the airtight on. So that's how you can check it with a magnet. I know it's not the typical magnet test, but if you got a really strong magnet like that, it is unique and it works really well. So another thing you can do, I think that pretty much covers it for the 31.1 gram, the pure silver stuff. So we did the Eagle, the round, the bar. However, when you get to a Morgan silver dollar, it gets a little tricky. You know, a lot of these are counterfeited, so you want to be careful. So say you pulled one of these out of the call bin. What you could do, you could check your magnet, of course. I'll take this out of here. Things are in there tight. Be free, little Morgan. Okay, so I got the Morgan out of there. You can actually touch this old coin. It's old. I'm not really too worried about it. But you can see it's a pretty nice looking Morgan dollar, even though it's toned up. It's got a little bit of blue shade to it. So one thing about a Morgan is a Morgan silver dollar, they're always going to be the same. Okay, so you can verify the weight. So if it doesn't have a lot of wear, this one don't have a lot of wear. I mean, it's at least an XF, I'd say, or VF XF. But it should weigh, when it was new, it weighed 26.73 grams, okay? So this one may have a little wear to it. It may not weigh, the full 26.73. We'll see what it weighs. Grams, 26.73, pretty close. So 26.6, I'll take that. We'll take off a 1/10 of a gram, which is hardly anything, right, for wear on this. So we did the magnet, we did the weight, and you remember a coin, a bar, or anything like that is three-dimensional. It only has three sides. So for a Morgan dollar, if you get the weight right, okay, and then you invest in a little set of easy calipers like this, okay, you can check it too. You can say, well, a Morgan dollar, should weigh the 26.7, and this is 26.6, so it did. But the diameter should be 38.1 millimeters. So of course I don't want to scratch the coin up, you gotta be careful. So 38.1 is what it was from the mint. So this one's roughly 37.9, it's 2/10 off. Again, we could say that's from wear, or maybe these calipers aren't perfect. There we go. So 37.9. All right, so 38.1 is what it was new. So that's close enough. It's within the tolerance for a VF, Morgan dollar. So we got the weight, we got the diameter, and the thickness is 2.4 millimeters when it was new. So being really careful, I'll check this thickness. This one is reading 2.68. That's on that rim. All right, so the reeded edge is bringing it out a little bit wider than it should be. So it should be 2.4. It was 2/10 over. That's because that reeded edge is flared out. So the middle part here should be 2.4. But anyway, all three measurements are really close. They're within. So when you got all three sides like that, it should be, I feel confident that that's a real Morgan, okay? So now if something was drastically off, we would know. Maybe not the composition's right, but it wouldn't feel right with the magnet. Okay, so one of the other things too, if you haven't invested a lot more money, you can get a precious metal verifier, this Metalytics. So we could set this on pre-33 or pre-1900, I'm sorry, 90% silver, and put it over the measuring here and check it. And on this machine, it is not good. So this is the only Morgan I had that said it was not authentic. So the next thing I did, being it was a coin, I got on the PCGS photo app. Let me show you what that looks like here. If you don't have that, I downloaded the app. You can find a Morgan that's in similar condition. And then what you can do is just start comparing the shape of the numerals. If you find your date, the same date, look at the details on the stars, the lettering on the coin. You can look at the detail of the eyes, the nose, the lips, just all the fine details. You can look on the obverse, look at the wings on the bird, the beak, make sure the letters are at the right, in the right order. The A, okay, this A is at 2 o'clock, it's mine too. You can just look at the detail, you can compare them. You can study that side by side and just make sure nothing looks off. So I done that with this Morgan, since I had the PCGS PhotoGrade app, and I was still uncertain because of the Precious Metalytics verifier. So I took this in to my local coin shop And the guy looked at it and he said, yeah, it's real. And that's the thing that experience does. You know, if somebody that's got several years or a lot of years in the coin business, they can tell just by handling the coin, looking at the coin. Now, he still checked it and he did run it through the XRF, and he said the silver content was on the high side, which is probably why it was reading to the left of the bracket. It's still on there. I can show you what it was doing. So I hope that helped covering all this today. I thought that some of the things I ran into that I wish I would have known. I wanted to check all for myself and make sure I was doing all I could do before I just gave up and said, well, I'm going to take it to the coin shop and see. So here, this is silver 90% pre-1900. It's ready. So if I put this on here, we'll see what it does. Okay, so it is outside the bracket to the right. Just a little bit. I mean, usually that's close enough. But all my rest of the Morgans I had were inside. So I didn't make a special trip, but the next time I went to visit that coin dealer, had a conversation with the guy that works there. I just told him about it and he said, well, give it here. And he looked at it, said it was real, threw it in the XRF and confirmed it in there too. So I hope that helps you guys. I just wanted to share, you know, a little bit about how to check something. It's 999. And then again, how to, you know, whether it's a American Silver Eagle or an APMEX bar. And these Morgans, if you pick any of these up, they hold a premium because of the numismatic value. I mean, one in this condition, you might luck out and pick it up for $30. But keep in mind, there's only 0.7734 troy ounces in here. So there's not even a full troy ounce. So you're just over 3/4 of an ounce. But they're a very popular coin. A lot of new stackers like to pick these up. 1 ounce bars and the Silver Eagles. You know, generic rounds, just like these Buffaloes. These are great to pick up. These are probably one of your best bets right now. You know, the low premium. A bar, just a generic silver bar and a generic bullion 1 ounce piece. Like I said, the Eagle, not so much now because the premium's up. They're coming down. But still, if you can find these for a decent price, and to me, I don't know. I think now today's market value, March 25th, 2023, if you could find this for $32, it probably would be a good price. But good luck. You know, some places are charging up around 40. But like these Morgans right here, I looked high and low, and when I bought this, I probably paid less than $20 for this. But you can't do that now. You know, $30 is about as low if you get lucky on those. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, put them in the comments down below and I'll try to answer them for you. Until next time, take care and peace out.